So we're interviewing our next POW conference presenter and sponsor, Brent Stutzman from TheraSaaS CRM. So really excited to have Brent there. CRMs are a hot topic. Marketing's a hot topic. Clients are not as plentiful as they used to be, so every lead matters.
Yeah.
So before we get into what you're going to cover in your session, Brent, and your and maybe some practical tips, tell me how you got in the therapy CRM business. Like, was that your childhood aspiration, or did you something else lead you there?
No, well, a few years ago, my wife, who's a practice owner, she has a group practice out in Chicago. It's all private pay. She just focuses on kids. She's got about 12 clinicians working for her.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, it's pretty awesome. And so she's like, you got to do the branding and marketing for us, Brent. When she started, and I was like, I actually have no idea how to do that. Well, I learned. But through all that, the work with the video and the SEO, all the stuff that I learned, I had to learn how to do. We were getting a ton of client leads in. And so we had a Google Sheet. Many of you have Google Sheets. They're tired and confusing, even with all
Mhm.
the colors you have and the pivot tables tabs you might be using. We had like 60 new leads coming in a month that
Wow.
were going on this Google Sheet. And we had a wait list of about 80 people. And our intake coordinator was like Brent, and she's like 70 years old, this sweet Italian lady from the south side of Chicago. So she's very forthcoming. She's like, Brent, I'm going to kill you. This sheet is no longer working for me. Like, it is confusing. And the biggest thing over and over again were client leads were falling through their clients were falling through the cracks. And the visual I had was like, there's just a pile of money over there that the practice could
Mhm.
get. I was just sitting on a table, but because we had this really inefficient way of being able to getting client leads, so something had to change. And so that's where I scoured the internet and I found a platform that I could customize for therapists that was HIPAA compliant to use as a CRM. So I tested on my wife's practice and like 10 other practices before TheraSaaS was even born. But it
Mhm.
solved really three core problems, I think. So it solved that client reads were falling through the cracks. So now there wasn't. The Google Sheet is thrown out the window. And now we have a really easy visual pipeline to see where client leads are
Mhm.
at.
Mhm.
Communication with client leads were on all these different platforms. And so it was hard to get any transparency. Did we ever respond to that client lead? I know a lot of practice owners are thinking that, and
Yeah.
or even thinking about their intake coordinator. Like, did they ever respond to that? Now you just log in to TheraSaaS and you can see the whole conversation.
Mhm.
And the other thing is, as a marketer guy myself, I didn't really have accurate sales and marketing data. So it's like, where are these leads coming from? How are we tracking them? Is our Google ads actually working?
Mhm.
and
Attribution.
so and so like a CRM actually solved a lot of those problems.
Mhm.
And so like there's this quote that the riches are in the niches, but the
Mhm.
fortunes in the follow-up.
Mhm.
So the TheraSaaS as a CRM, as a customer relationship management software, CRM,
Mhm.
it's really about the capture, the qualify, and the following up process, and like closing them so they become, paying clients. And it's important now more than ever because what I call big therapy, venture capital money that's come into the
Mhm.
mental health space, sucked a lot of market share. And now, even with AI messing up all the SEO that we've worked so hard to build, the game has changed, and
Yeah.
practice owners have to take building a brand more seriously. So, CRM's really, it's that software that sits on top of your marketing strategy. Just like you have
Mhm.
QuickBooks for your finances and EHR for your operations, a CRM is just for that sales and marketing. So you can track them, qualify client leads, close client leads, and build a brand with newsletters,
Yeah.
social media, things like that. So
I
that's
love
how
it.
we ended up, and practice owners need it now more than ever. TheraSaaS is born, and we're growing. So there you
Well,
go.
I love it too. So yeah, I think probably a lot of people watching this are in this kind of marketing state of panic, right? We went from wait lists,
Yeah.
5 years ago to part of it's just the dilution of the industry. So many people going to solo practice, and they call 10 different people, and the first one to call them back, gets the client.
Yep.
Begs the case that you have to be efficient and make sure, and like it's not just will we get to them eventually. You got to get to them quick in an organized fashion.
Yep.
But one of the big things that as we coach practices, especially in like our 1F and our streamline groups, these practice owner cohorts, one of the big things we're chipping away at is what we call admin cost per session. Like how does the human labor total for your practice divided by the number of sessions stack up? And we've got a lot of practices that are spending $20, $30 per client just on the scheduling and billing behaviors.
Oh yeah.
That back and forth between the Google Sheets and all the
Oh, the
disjointed,
copy
like,
and pasting, the
oh man,
manual
this stuff.
labor, the hours spent on that is
In
ridiculous.
addition to the business you'll capture, I think a good CRM pays for itself exponentially.
In the first month, just on hours wasted on
Yep.
manual labor that
Yep.
you don't even
I,
need.
I agree. I agree.
And if you let's just count, I mean, how much do practice owners value their sleep? I mean,
Oh,
honestly, it allows you to sleep a little better at night, knowing that you have a software in place to be able to just
mm,
organize all those leads, and you don't have to like wake up. Oh, did I ever respond to them? Or my intake coordinator just quit, and now you have no
mm,
idea where stuff is, and which is
yep.
like to me as an Enneagram 6 guy, like that's my worst nightmare, not
Yeah.
having systems of stability in place.
Just chaos.
Yeah.
So your title for your session at our POW conference is I had it pulled up here. How to
Yeah.
optimize your website and CRM for ethical, trust-based conversion. And you talk about three-step client capture system. Tell me about this like trust-based conversion, because I think
Yeah.
that's a big thing here.
Yeah.
Is a lot of clinicians are really afraid of being schmarmy. And, apologies to all used car salespeople watching this, but they don't want to feel like the used car salespeople of the mental health world. So tell me about trust-based conversions and how CRMs play into that.
Yeah. So I think what you need to, well, I mean, we're actually going to start on your website and
Mm,
we're going to think about how do we optimize conversion, but it's really based on trust on your
mm,
website. And then we're going to flow into, all right, now what's that next step? When they raise
mm,
their hand and they want therapy, what's those next steps? So I'm going to break down how to optimize your website for some conversion, and then we're going to go through that intake process.
mm.
But at the end of the day, I mean, people shop for their therapists like Amazon products.
Yeah.
You're going to have a ton of Amazon products that you're looking for, but what's the decision factor for choosing the first one to look at?
Mm,
It's usually those stars, how many purchases and how many stars they have. Why? Because we're actually basing trust about that product that it will actually solve a problem that we're looking to solve based on others'
mm,
information, right? Their feedback on that. But there's more on that. So people come to your website because they have a problem to solve. So if your
mm.
website isn't optimized to be able to answer some of those questions
Yeah.
quickly, then they're going to leave because they're going to be like, I'm looking for a problem. I'm looking for a problem solver. I'm actually looking for a guide, a
Mm,
trusted guide to help me solve this very intimate problem that I have. Okay, so we're just got to look at your website because at the end of the day, I want your website to be your 24/7 best sales agent that
mhm,
qualifies them. And so once they get to that form to fill out, you want a form that's going to help you qualify that even
mhm,
more so that you know I can actually help this person.
mhm.
But maybe there's some
Higher
automations.
conversions if the right people are filling out the form.
Yeah, yeah. So like we'll get into discussion on like how long forms should be on your website,
Mm,
what you should do. I'm doing a whole YouTube video on this because it's a big question. So
mm,
we're going to basically talk about that and then talk like closing client leads as well, but how do you use a CRM to use automation to help you do that? But it's
mm,
building trust. I think the therapeutic process actually starts at the very beginning when one if they're looking at your website, you're building a relationship with them. So
mhm,
there's this like, how do you build intimacy at scale? I think
mm.
video is really powerful to do that,
Yep.
but
Yep.
you're building trust.
Yeah.
But as soon as they fill out that form or that first action you want them to take, are there some automations you can put in place that closes that communication loop and starts building that trust and communicating with them? Because
Mm,
I cannot tell you how many times that we were looking for therapy for our family and we would call places and nobody would follow up at
yep.
all, at all. Like
I,
nothing,
when I
crickets.
look at the Google reviews, Brent, the biggest complaint I see, it's never about the quality of therapy. Number one is they charge me a no-show fee. Okay, we all get that. But number two, across the board is I can't get anybody to call me back.
Yeah.
Like potential customers will go on there and vent. And the realistic piece is we're none of us can hire enough people to live answer everything.
Yeah.
It's that slipping through the cracks that I think really pushes even potential clients over the fence into writing a negative Google review, and they've never even been in because they
That's
slipped through
right.
the cracks.
Yeah. And so now leads are becoming more scarce and you
Mm,
have to have some automations. You got to have a better system in place than Google Sheets to really track,
mm, yeah.
these things. So, but going back to the brand trust, building a brand is going to be the most important thing that practice owners do now moving
Mm,
forward, bar none.
mm,
AI, what is AI trying to do? It's trying to actually build trust with you in
mm,
that it's going to recommend brands, but how does AI trust your brand to even recommend
Yep.
you
Yep.
at the end of the day? Oh, how does Google trust you to recommend
Mhm.
you in the map pack or on organic search results, if those even exist in
Mhm.
another year or so? So it's all about building trust. The more trust you build, the more clients you'll get, because
Mhm.
people make purchasing decisions based on trust.
Mhm.
So
I love it.
yeah,
So, give again, I don't want people to come see you and hear this stuff at length, but if you were going to give a practical tip to a practice owner or practice leader or COO right now who's sitting here hearing this going, yeah, I think we need a CRM. Like, what is the first step for somebody evaluating this? Like, do they look at cost? Do they look at features? What would you
yeah,
tell somebody to look for? And how do they know when they're ready for one of these?
yeah. You're going to know you're ready for one of them if you're having to ask yourself, like, did we ever get back to that person,
Hmm.
or where are we at with this person who reached out to us 2 weeks ago?
Hmm.
Like, what's going on there? And you have no quick way to be able to evaluate. So if you're struggling to evaluate the efficiency of your intake team,
Yeah.
if you are fearing that client leads are falling through the cracks, and this is usually where you're at, maybe you have a couple clinicians all working for you. So you're like 3, 4, 5 clinicians working for you. That's where practice owners start to feel those pain points.
Hmm.
And if you have someone doing your intakes for you, you should really have a CRM, because you need to have that transparency into conversations they're having, emails, responses. You can even record conversations if you need to coach somebody up. Because
Hmm.
as you grow, you're going to need to have a few people on the eyes of the client leads that are coming in,
Hmm.
because you spend a lot of money to get them in. You need to have some processes in place that has way more transparency and efficiency than a Google sheet to keep moving them along. So, and I think it's just optimizing your
Yeah.
intake team at the end of the day. Like, you need them humming and not doing copy and pasting all day
Yeah.
long.
Well, and maybe another way I would back into it's time for one of these. If you're in your head as a practice owner saying we have got to ramp up marketing,
Yeah.
why ramp up marketing without this in place? I mean, why go into the desert without water, right? Like if you're really going to go after clients in a deliberate way and spend money, having an expert, having a stable platform, all that stuff. So great. So we're going to have people hopefully come and see you. They'll see this video and say, I want to go see Brent speak. But
Sure.
on the off chance that they can't and they just want to leapfrog the POW conference and get directly to you, what's the easiest way to get inside Brent's brain and get some of Brent's time and learn about TheraSaaS?
Yeah, two ways. One, you just go to YouTube and then type in TheraSaaS, TheraSaaS.
Okay.
And I have a YouTube channel. I have a ton of videos that are answering a lot of those questions that you're probably
Mm,
having as a practice owner regarding TheraSaaS. At the end of the day, my mission is to really simplify sales and marketing for practice
mm,
owners.
mm,
And then how do you leverage a CRM to do that? The other
mm.
thing is, like, yeah, I think I'm actually interested in a CRM. Just go to TheraSaaS.com and click the schedule a demo. And there's a good chance you're going to be talking to me, and
Yeah.
I'll walk you through the product and answer any question you have, see if it's a good fit. Cause I really want a CRM to be a great fit for you at the end of the day. Why is that? One, you got to want to centralize your sales and marketing. You need to have a point person to take that over. But you also need to commit some time to learning a CRM, because there's a
Hmm.
commit, like any software, you have to have a commitment. So you got to really want to do it. So if you're feeling those pain points, all of that we've talked about, jump on a demo call. I'll walk you
Hmm.
through it. I'm completely transparent. I'll help you out as best I can.
I love it. So, for anybody listening, we're going to put Brent's website in the comments here as well in the description section. So, if you're not sure how to spell SaaS, which stands for Software as a Service, right?
Yeah.
Just go down there in the comment section and the description section, click on that, and then we'll get you to Brent. So, Brent, super excited to have you at the conference. This is exactly the kind of tactical nuts and bolts type of stuff we're looking for at Practice Operations and Workflow Conference. So excited to have you. We'll see you in a few weeks.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Ken.
Awesome. Take care, man.